Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm here with my coffee, and today we're talking about Timothée Chalamet.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like no
yeah,
one
yeah,
cares
yeah,
about
yeah,
this
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership.
So, about a month ago, Timothée Chalamet had this talk with Matthew McConaughey at the University of Texas, and it was produced by Variety and CNN. And a clip of it has gone viral, but only a month after. I guess someone found out about it, started talking about it, posted it on X, and yeah, it's viral. Why is it going viral? Because Timothée Chalamet says that no one cares about the ballet and opera, and of course the ballet and opera people got very mad, and within the right, because there's people who care about the ballet and opera. There has been a lot of backlash by a lot of artists, from musicians to dancers, who have been posting on social media about this and saying that it is pretty much alive. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to unpack all of this and see both sides. So grab your tea, grab your snacks, and we're going to dive in. I want to say first that I do think he didn't mean exactly how he said that. However, he is a celebrity, he has publicists, so I think he has some sort of media training to know what he could say or could not say in a streamed event, something that's being recorded. I think he knows better, but I do think that he kind of misworded what he was trying to say. But assuming that he really meant that, I just think it's so unnecessary. I did watch the whole talk, like the 1 hour and 10 minutes or something video. I watched all of it because I wanted to have the context, and what they were talking about actually was how short form content has been taking over and people have very short attention spans right now, and how that impacts cinema and movie making. And I think it's so funny that he's talking about, like, we have to keep ballet and opera alive while we're talking about how to keep people watching, because people don't really want to sit and watch 2 hour movies anymore, which is insane. And Matthew McConaughey is saying how first acts are much shorter now because production wants to keep it going, wants to keep it entertaining, and the first act is always the one that gets the most cuts in post production. And then he just says that he doesn't want to be working at a place where keep this thing alive, man. But uh they are pretty much trying to keep it alive as well in there. So it was a very weird comparison to make. Like, you don't need to put other art forms down in order to raise up yours. I think that's insane to do to yourself as an artist and also to other artists. I think it's such a crazy thing to say. And later they also talk about the rise of AI and how that's gonna impact cinema. So oh my god, like that's crazy. Because yeah, Matthew McConaughey also says, hey, it's here, it's gonna stay here, AI is coming to stay. I think unfortunately every art form is really in dangerous positions with the rise of AI, very much unfortunately. However, I think people who want to consume human content will always go to those things. And I think even if AI takes over, there's always going to be like, oh, this is AI, but this is like human only content. At least I hope. I really hope that's what happens, but who knows? Who knows? But imagine that's the case. I think there's always going to be an audience for human produced things. I really want to believe that, by the way. But I just think it's such a wrong comparison to make. However, it doesn't make much sense to make such a comment because Timothy's mom and sister both studied and or worked, I'm not sure, but in ballet. They're very much connected to that. So you might have a talk at home. Timothy, I don't think your family will be very happy with those comments, but sure, Timothy. His argument is also that Gen Z has been going more to the cinema. He talks about Barbie and Oppenheimer as successes, as they are successes. But I think it's a very unfair comparison because, like, ballet productions and opera productions don't have nearly the same budget as those, and they just have much more marketing. And there's also a whole another reason which I'll talk about later, but I want to talk about something else first. So a lot of famous musicians in the classical world posted a lot of posts and videos talking about this. A lot of opera and theaters and orchestras posted also a lot of responses to this. And also Doja Cat. Doja Cat also made a reply to this, and I think we should react to it so we could talk about it together. Yeah, let's see it.
Hey, by the way, opera is 400 years old. Ballet is 500 years old. Um, Somebody named Timothée Chalamet
She definitely knows how to say his name. It's like so crazy that she mispronounced his name. Do I think it's a bit unnecessary to mispronounce his name just to call him out? Maybe. Was it Kanti? Yes.
had the nerve, big guy, by the way, had the nerve to say on camera that nobody cares about it. I'm sure you can walk into an opera theater right now, seats will be filled out, and nobody's saying a word as the performance is going because everybody has that much respect for it.
And this is why I wanted to show you guys this video, because this is a huge argument to make as well. Because, like, cinema etiquette is basically gone. No one really cares anymore. They talk, they laugh, they do random things. I've seen people running around in the cinema. Like, why? Movie theater etiquette is gone for some reason, and this is a big argument because in classical concerts, in ballet performances, everyone is quiet, appreciating. And okay, I'm gonna drop the news here. I am also classically trained. I went to a vocational music high school. I play violin. I have played in many student orchestras, and I gotta say, audiences for classical concerts are so nice. Like, they sit there, they listen, they're so respectful, and at the end they all like stand up and clap for you, and it's such a nice feeling, and it's such a happy environment actually. And before I started doing like bigger concerts, I had this thought in my head that, like, oh, actually no one cares about this anymore. Most concerts I'll do when I'm older, um they're going to be empty and things like that. I actually thought that when I was like 15, 16, and then I did more stuff when I was like 17, 18, and then I dropped out. I changed paths. But in those moments where I had actually big audiences watching me, and the orchestra I was with, not just me, I'm not the main character, guys. But um I it was just so amazing, and I really got hope, like, because it was a student orchestra. I was not even in professional orchestras. I didn't get there, guys. But it was so amazing, and it's really not dying actually. Like, I can say for myself, it's really not dying.
There is an etiquette around opera, there is etiquette around ballet. It's amazing. It's an amazing
I also want to say, guys, that I did ballet for like 8 years when I was a kid. Just to flex it on you guys. I'm just kidding.
theater medium. It's fucking beautiful. And people go there every day to the dance studio. Dancers show up 8 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever the fuck. They show up and they break and they bleed every single day.
She ain't wrong. However, like, okay, actors do the same. They also go to the studio every day whenever they have to, and they do lock in and they do their stuff. However, yeah, I think this just goes to say that they are also artists. They practice so much, they train their bodies, their minds, everything, and they're just there. And I don't think they deserve commentary like this, especially from such big celebrities like Timothée Chalamet. Yeah.
Just because they have respect for it. They love it. They love what they do. It doesn't matter if the industry is having a tough time at any time, which a lot of industries have a
I mean, it does matter. It does matter. Like during COVID times, it was very hard because there was no events, so it was hard to make a salary even. But yeah, let's not pretend that there are no struggles at all in this whole world. It's also not like no one cares about it anymore. There's people who do.
tough time. Your industry has a tough time. My industry has a tough time. Doesn't mean people don't care about it. People care. The dancers care. The singers care. The audience cares. There's still an audience. People give a fuck. You show up in a nice outfit, you sit the fuck down and shut the fuck.
Why do I feel like she just did her skincare or took a shower or whatever? Then she got distracted watching TikToks or something. Then she saw the video, the clip, and she just stood there and recorded like what a queen, what a queen. She just does not give a fuck.
Fuck up. That's the usual etiquette around those things. Maybe learn something from that.
And that's the takeaway. I think that's something you should learn something from. It was very well said. Thank you, Doja Cat, for your input on this. I'm kidding, guys. This is all like sarcastic. I'm not that serious, okay? I think you guys can tell when someone is being sarcastic. I hope so. Anyways. And can I add something else? I hope you guys don't cancel me or something, but Marty Supreme isn't even that good. Like, hot take, hot take. I didn't really like Marty Supreme. I know everyone is like, oh, it's good, whatever, he should get the Oscar. By the way, did he lose his Oscar? We'll talk about it. But like, I didn't really see the point in Marty Supreme. If someone out there has a better explanation and wants to explain to me what was the deepest point about Marty Supreme, let me know in the comments. But I just didn't see where it was going. Like, I did see where it was going, but it felt like at the end, such a cliche story. Yeah, this guy, like, he really had this dream, so he did everything and everyone didn't believe in him, so he goes through like crazy shit to accomplish his dream, which he doesn't even, by the way. Like, he just beats the guy at the end. I'm sorry if I spoiled you. I mean, kind of should have seen it by now. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. At the end, I just felt this could have been so much shorter. Like, it was such a long movie for no reason. There was a lot of things that I don't know. And then at the end was, oh, actually what matters is family. Like, what matters is being a father. Nothing I haven't seen before. It just felt like it was such a cliche story, just painted more aesthetically with like good cinematography, which, okay, I'll give it that. But does it make up for a not so good plot? I'm so please don't cancel me over this. Like, maybe I'm not cultured enough. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just needed to be so for real right now. But like, okay, did he lose his chance for an Oscar? I don't know. I did see something saying that by the time this became viral, the ballots for the Oscar winners was already closed, so it won't impact anything. So I don't know. Will they still change it because there has been controversy and that might get brought up if he does win Best Actor Oscar? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think anyone really cares though, like in that like the higher ups who decide who the Oscars go to, and like the Academy, I don't think they really give I don't want to curse again because YouTube will be very mad at me, but I don't think they really care about that, you know. I think if he must win the Oscar, he will win the Oscar, you know. People are saying that he now it's going to Michael B. Jordan because of Sinners. I haven't watched Sinners. When I do, I'll let you know if Michael B. Jordan should get the Oscar instead of Timothée Chalamet. I'll let you know. Now, in his defense, I don't think it really meant that. I saw someone online saying that he said it out of concern for cinema. He's focused on keeping cinema alive and he doesn't care if ballet and opera stay alive. Again, why are you putting two arts down just to raise your own type of art? You know, like why would you need to make that comment still? I don't know. However, I wanted to bring up some arguments in his favor because I think we should always listen to both sides, I guess. I saw this article on The Week saying that still, at least people are talking about ballet and opera now, right? He did make some point there. Now people are caring about ballet and opera. They're probably gonna go to more concerts. People who are like very online and want to prove something wrong to Timothée Chalamet, even though he's not gonna see your videos or stories, guys. He does not also care about that. But yeah, did he do something actually good? Like any PR is good PR type of thing. Maybe people are talking more about going to the opera now. I don't know. Still, was it necessary, guys? I don't think so. Although free marketing. Also, I was thinking, is this such a serious debate we should be having? Honestly, no. It's really not that serious because I really do think he didn't mean to say like, "Oh, no one cares, guys. No one cares about your fucking tutus." Like, okay, I don't think he meant it like that. I really believe, and like, it's not that I'm a simp for Timothée Chalamet. I'm not such a big fan, okay? He's just a guy. He's literally just an actor. I did like Call Me by Your Name. I did like Little Women. I did like a lot of his movies. However, like, I'm not here gonna say like, please don't be mad at Timothy, guys. I'm seriously like, should we be talking about more important issues? Maybe. Do I also think that people get really heated for no reason sometimes? Yes. Because, like, if your whole insecurities come crumbling from some guy saying that online and you're just like, no, actually, like we all care and it's very much alive and you're really pissed at it, you shouldn't be that pissed. Like, it should be like, hey, Timothy, kind of wrong, whatever, we're chill though. Like, it should be that type of thing, not like, oh my god, let's all cancel Timothy. I do think he said something a bit misworded. Did I also think that throughout the whole interview is a bit like, oh yeah, like I got fame now and I own this thing? Little bit. However, I'm not gonna talk about this character because I don't know Timothée Chalamet. You know, I do think a lot of people are in this weird parasocial relationship with a lot of celebrities, and of course, the twink white boy is gonna be one of them. A lot of people were saying also that it's like seeing your little cousin become the man you didn't want him to become, and now you're like kind of disgusted. Guys, Timothée Chalamet is not your little cousin. I'm sorry to break it to you, like, he's not. If you do feel like he's your little cousin, your little brother, it's like a guy you saw grow up, you didn't. You saw the parts he showed online, he showed on like public events grow. You don't know him personally. You don't know if he's a good person, if he's a bad person. You don't know him like that. Okay? He just said something on a talk that was 1 hour. You didn't even see 1 hour. You probably just saw a clip on social media. So like, don't say that like, oh, I feel like I lost a friend. Oh, I missed a whole Timothy. You miss who? Like someone you saw on your screen? Like, let's calm down. Like, let's go back, touch some grass. It's okay. Like, nothing is lost in your life. It was just something kind of disappointing that happened. It's life. It's not like, oh my god, the world is crumbling, my precious Timothy, or statistics. Like, I just had to be real for a second with you guys. However, this brings a very important topic that it's like the reasons that I was talking about before. This is what I want to finish the video with. Do we feel actually like the ballet and the opera is a dying art form? If you said yes to that question and you've been wondering all this video, like, but Via, like, I think that you're wrong. I think Timothy was low-key right. Okay, let's talk about it. I don't think we should be putting down artists and even production companies just because they don't make as much money and they don't have as much audiences. And people were saying that it's actually a very elitist art form. Only high class people attend these events. What are we talking about? Let's not pretend that this isn't an elitist type of event to go to. And why is that? That is because in the last few years, or in the last decades, governments have been cutting down the budget for culture every year. It has been progressively getting lower and lower. In many countries, it's much less than 1% of their yearly budget, and that is not okay. That is not okay. If people are going to complain about the opera being too expensive, the ballet being too expensive, it is because of this. We should be raising these questions to our governments, to our local authorities, not to the internet, not to Timothée Chalamet, not to randos on TikTok. We should actually be saying this is not okay. Because I will tell you why the tickets are so expensive. Because these artists, these dancers and performers have to get paid. You know, the production companies still have to make some money. Theaters have to make money to stay open. Okay, so that's why it's more expensive. That's why it attracts higher class people. It's not because it's only higher class taste. That's just a idea that's spread for no reason. You, as a lower class person, as a working person, you can enjoy the ballet and opera. You should, like you should be able to go to these events and get something out of it. It shouldn't just be for the elite. It's because budget has been cut down severely from these people. And yeah, without funding, there's not much you can do. Of course, like people go much more to Barbie and Oppenheimer and Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme has made more, I actually wrote it here, has made more than 173 million. And I don't know if this is outdated, like maybe some weeks have gone by since I saw this and it's even more than this. But by the time I saw this article, it had already become A24 highest grossing movie globally. So, like, and this is because these productions are very much funded, invested privately, but because there's streaming platforms, there's a whole industry around it who's very popular, I guess. And ballet and opera don't have streaming platforms, they don't generate as much clicks online, so there's not as much funding involved. But this is why we need the government to do something about it, to not let these art forms die. We need more cultural spending, more funding for this. I don't think it's a matter of like, is it alive, is it dying, do people not care about it anymore? It's a matter of our governments letting this art form die, you know, our private investors letting these art forms die. Like, it because people like us, we care about it. Like ballet is beautiful, like opera singing is extraordinary. Like I love classical music. It's a personal taste, like, but everyone has different tastes. However, there's a big chunk of people who like classical music, everyone knows who Mozart is, everyone knows who Beethoven is. It's not like no one cares, because there's people who care. However, if there's not much care from the higher ups on it, of course it's gonna die somehow, because there's no way to keep producing, because things cost money. Things cost money. I don't think this is news to anyone. So yeah, I think Timothée Chalamet personally is not as serious. However, it raises a very serious question. Why are these art forms dying, and why there's this elitist sense around it? And here is my answer. This is what I think about it. That was my takeaway from this. Yeah, this was a more chiller video. I really like this. I think I want my videos to be more chill from now on. Let me know if you like this change of scenario. I just thought like me being on the floor will be cooler than me sitting on the couch. I just had that feeling. Did it work? Did it not? Write down in the comments what you thought. What are your thoughts, your opinions? I really like to hear them. I would like to create a sense of community where everyone is open-minded and wants to share their views with each other. That will be very nice. Also, if you enjoyed listening to me, maybe consider subscribing and leaving a like. It really helps, actually. It really helps. And yeah, I think that was it for today. I'm late to class and I have to go. So I will see you next time. Bye!